got the role, and then I found out she's kind of like the King Joffrey of anime.
I remember being really blindsided by
Yo, the sword hero looks freaking cool. I want to be him. I want to be the shield hero.
With them, and you're just pissed off as you are with them. Oh, she's evil. Oh, so mad.
What is going to happen next? I freaking love.
Now, coverage like no other. Bringing you videos from the event floor. You're watching convention coverage.
Welcome to the Rising of the Shield Hero panel, where we kind of sometimes talk about Rising of the Shield Hero, but mostly it's an AMA, and
Yeah, we can just do a Q&A, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Got a
we're
mic
gonna
up
have,
here.
there's a microphone up here. If
Line
anybody
up.
has questions, yeah, again, with these specific show things, if you have questions about Shield Hero, please. If you don't and you just want to know other things, that's totally cool too. So anything, any kind of questions that you guys have, now is
well,
the time.
I mean, within reason, you know.
Time is now.
Should we go down the line and introduce ourselves first, or?
Oh, good idea.
I guess we should.
Introductions.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, what's up, everybody? I'm Billy Kometz. I play Naofumi in The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yay! Hi guys, my name is Morgan Berry, and I am the voice of Glass in The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Hi, I'm Faye Mata. I voice in Shield Hero. Yeah, I'm like, wait, why are they clapping? It's mine, guys. I'm fine.
My name is
Sorry.
Eric. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go for it.
My name is Eric Kimmer. I play Itsuki, the bow hero, in Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yay.
I am Brianna Knickerbocker, and I voice Philo.
This is a thing, by the way.
Did you lose your voice, Brie?
Vocal rest.
Vocal rest. Oh, that's the thing.
I'll try to talk a little bit. Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Laster, and I voice Melty Melromark.
Woo! Should we explain vocal rest?
Wait,
Real
what?
quick, for anybody who doesn't know what vocal rest is.
Go for
My
it.
Brie can't talk right now and everything. So, I mean, it sounds it probably is obvious, but just in case, because as voice actors we use our voices for work, starting Monday or whatever, we're gonna do a lot of recording again, and it's good to like rest our voices so that they can recover in time. And conventions, we talk a lot, get excited with you guys, etc. And so, like, I really respect that Bree's here still and wants to interact with all of you, and I love that she's putting in the effort to, make her phone talk for her and everything. But yeah, it's a really important thing to do, and sometimes I, for example, have been very stubborn, and you would still talk through it. So
That's how I am.
it's not good. It's not good. So respect points to Bree.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Go for it.
This is for everyone. What's it like being part of a big franchise like Shield Hero and such? How do you feel about being part of a big series and working on it?
Oh,
Go to the Shield Hero. The Shield Hero we look at.
This is
Yeah, you're
this
the
is one
shield.
of
You
these
take
things
everything.
that I love about the voiceover industry and anime specifically is that there's just so much cool stuff out there. Like I had no idea what Shield Hero was. I didn't realize that there were like 18 light novel series like for the show when I had an email in my inbox that was just Rising of the Shield Hero. I didn't even, like, I was just like everybody else in the show where I was like, yo, the sword hero looks freaking cool. I want to be him. So I remember spending a bunch of time on the sword guy and like no time on Naofumi's audition because I was like, who wants to be the shield hero? So like, it's insane to just to get a role and then to just watch it blow up and to be able to come to these things and talk to people and to hear people's stories about how much it's affected them. It's incredible, and it's what's so exciting about the industry because there's just so much cool stuff out there that I have no idea what the next thing is gonna be. So, but yeah, I freaking love this show so much.
Yeah. Same. There's so much out there, including merchandise. When it's a bigger show, there's like figures and stuff, and that's always cool, especially when your character has like,
collect stuff.
Yeah, it's like really exciting. And like you, well, with any audition that we receive, most of the time you don't know whether it's going to be a big thing or not. So we just audition and audition because that's our job. And you never really know what's going to take off and what's not. And this one took off And I'm sure we're all very grateful for that, and it's a lot of fun to work on.
Yeah, I think that those are all really good points that they brought up. I think especially you're always auditioning for stuff, and some things, like if you're a fan of something, you might get really excited about it and think that, maybe this will be big, maybe it won't be. I'm just excited to be a part of it. Shield Hero, honestly, when I saw the audition, I was like, I don't know. It just looked like it didn't exist yet, right? Like not even in manga or anything?
No, it did.
Oh, it did.
It had a novel series, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know much about it, so I wasn't like, oh yeah, I definitely want this, and I didn't know how big it would be either. And then I auditioned for this girl who looked so sweet and cute. Her name was Mine. She looked like a nice princess. Well, I got the role, and then I found out she's kind of like the King Joffrey of anime.
Yep.
And then she. If you haven't seen Shield Hero, I mean, I don't know if you'd want to be here for spoilers or anything, but she's like not the best person. Yeah, it's in the first episode. She's just not the best person. And I was like, and it being a big series, I can't really sweep that under the rug, So like when I come to conventions, like literally yesterday, I was talking to people in the signings line. And I would like wince like, oh God, everything that's advertised is like Mine's face. And I usually don't do that. I would advertise like Aqua or Astolfo, like some other big roles that I've done, but not Mine. Mine is like, this is like an invitation for you to come and me, you know what I mean? So I'd get nervous and I'd talk to people in the line and I'd say, yeah, I'm really sorry. And they're like, no, it's great. I love that you did Mine. And I was like, really? You want to kill me? Because sometimes people are really scary, but most of you have been so nice. So thank you for that. That's how I feel about being in Shield Hero. And it was great to work on. It was fun. Yeah.
I remember being really blindsided by the scope of it, by this franchise, because like everybody here, I auditioned for it and saw it as, you audition for so many things and sometimes shows kind of blend together. This is another fantasy genre show, it looks good. And then when we landed it, I remember the big announcement about releasing it and all the hype that was around that and thinking, okay, this might be something. And then the one thing that really nearly made me cry was like announcing a second and third season simultaneously at the same time, and that rarely happens with anime. I've had a lot of shows that dropped off before their final season that never completed their story, so the fact that even after the first season we are guaranteed to be able to continue this story and hopefully see it to fruition, that means a lot, and I'm really happy to be a part of this and be on for the ride.
It's such a fan favorite, and Philo is such a cute, fun character, so I feel very lucky.
He is so cute.
Nice.
I've loved being a part of this. When it first came out that we were going to be doing this, there was obviously a simuldub, so I had nothing to look for reference. So I went ahead and I read the manga, and it was such a fun concept, and I was so excited to be a part of it. And I'm like, even if it doesn't take off, like this is still exactly like the kind of anime that I love. And just seeing it through and just seeing all the characters and how they react to each other, and everybody's so funny, and it's just been wonderful. And to see like the first con that I went to afterwards, they had like a gathering of cosplayers, and that was just mind-blowing to me to see all of these people all together dressed up as like the same group. And I don't know, this was like the first big one for me, so like blew my mind. It was wonderful, and it still continues to do so. I feel like it's even more, even though it came out like 2 years ago, it's still like gaining popularity. People are still just discovering it, and it's really cool to see it develop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. I love your pins.
Thank you.
I love your
Awesome.
cape.
Aha.
Yeah, the flag. Nice.
Just like Naofumi.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, like what Jackie said, I actually discovered Shield Hero not too long ago, and I'm on episode 12, and oh
Nice.
my god. Oh my god, it's great.
Right?
Like, it's really great. And I have two questions. One's for all of y'all, and one's for Billy specifically.
Question 1 is, what would you rather do? Fight or wave, or deal with Multi?
Oh my gosh. Good question.
I'll take the wave.
Same. Same.
Same.
For real.
Yeah, wave.
Yep.
I'm glad we all agree on that.
Oh, a wave,
Right.
like the wave from another dimension, the world when they come in, and
Yeah.
or like all the monsters that they
Yep.
fight. Yeah, I'll fight a wave.
All those monsters, yeah. We'll take it.
So for Billy, one of my favorite roles of yours is the Gallo Timos.
Oh, heck
Homer.
yes.
I love Homer so much.
Dude, so good. I saw it 4 times in theaters.
I have seen it probably more times.
Nice.
But for you, what was the most fun for playing when you were playing Gallo?
Oh, dude, okay, so that was one of Gallo is probably the hardest role that I've ever had to play because it was a lot of times, and like with Shield Hero too, you do the dialogue stuff first, and then they save the yelly stuff to the end of the session so that you don't blow your voice out. I think there's that one scene at the beginning of the movie, Promare, if no one has not seen it, where they're like eating pizza, and he's just kind of talking, and then after that, he's just neck fight screams like the entire movie. So I remember that was just like the hardest thing to do because we had a week and a half essentially to record because I had to go away for a weekend. And but that stuff is so much fun, and I love doing that like fighty stuff. And he was so funny and so he was just a really fun character. He was one of my faves for sure. But yeah, I freaking love that movie. I was so lucky to be a part of that.
He's best, Timbo. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Heck
yes, sick play.
Nice.
We all met each other before, but just a huge fan of the View with Shield Hero. And really, I was dying to meet you with the episodes I saw Shield
Heck
Hero.
yeah, dude. You look awesome, by the way.
And then I'm pretty much the only one here.
Heck
That's
yeah,
out with me
dude.
so far.
So far.
So far.
That's all I know, yeah. So yeah, I only got like just 2 questions. They're just quick ones for all of you, and pretty much one for, I guess for you and Faye, I guess. Okay, pretty much Faye, right, Eric, I'm sorry, but I'm not pretty much a big fan of you guys either, because you pretty much, framed out for me. And you didn't believe him. I mean, Eric, you didn't believe him either.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I mean,
But I still like you guys. I still love you guys, though.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you all, how you all feel when, when now he was all framed and he is still a wanted criminal?
Feel about how when he was framed?
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude, episode 1 is so nutso. I feel like from the very beginning, like when you just watch that first pilot episode, you're just like, what is going to happen next? I freaking love, the story is so good and just so fun to play and be a part of. But like, yeah, I remember when we started doing the show, when we got cast and stuff, we did the first episode, and then there was just a big break where they're like, we're going to shop this around and see if they want us to do this. And I remember just getting to do that and then seeing where it went and being like, oh my God, I hope this gets picked up because this is so freaking cool. And I'm happy that it did. Like, they were just like, they came back months later and we're like, we're doing 26 episodes. I was like, let's go. So,
Yeah, 'cause that one
but yeah, I feel like it just grabs you from the beginning and just does not let go. It does not let up.
Yeah, at least you did pretty much unlock the rage shield and everything during all the way. You pretty much earned it for all that rage and hatred.
It's nuts, man.
Man, yeah, that first episode really made me mad when the pieces were coming together, and I was like, "Oh, she's evil!" Oh, so mad.
Even me in the recording, I was like, wait.
I'm
Right?
bad.
I'm the bad guy.
At least Morgan is anti-hero.
Yep.
And you're overkill.
Very true.
She's pretty OP.
Well, you broke his summonings, of course.
Yep. She's pretty
One
cool.
of them, except for.
Yep.
Good thing you found the weakness.
Right.
Weakness for you. At least it's nice chatting, though.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you. Cheers, man.
Awesome.
There.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you all here. It's great.
Hey,
I had a
glad to be here.
question, Billy, and everyone else as well. But have you ever been reading your script and seeing your character and where it's going? And I think you kind of touched on this already there, Faye. and just kind of wanted to strangle your own character and wanted to, why are you doing this? Why are you going this route?
So we don't read ahead because the way that the process works pretty much is there's a script in front of us and it's on an Excel screen pretty much. So we'll just see that page essentially, and then we'll take it line by line. So we'll watch whatever we're about to dub. We'll see it in Japanese. We'll kind of practice it once ourselves, and then we'll go in and do our take, and then get directed, and then keep going that way. So we usually can't read too much ahead, which I think is helpful and nice because, yeah, again, you can really get surprised by things.
Yep.
But yes, there were so many moments where I was just something nice would happen, and like he was so closed off and cold and just not willing to accept any kind of help or compassion from anybody. I was like, just let them in. But I know he's just like very wounded and hurt from everything that happened, and rightly so. But yeah, there are a few moments, and that's why when that does finally happen, I think it works so well because you want to shake him and just be like, just get over it, let people in. But it's not that easy, so yeah.
His emotional journey is so heart-wrenching. Oh my gosh. Yep. What he said, ditto. Yep.
I mean, I said a lot already about the journey with, like, mine, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I will say, just real quick, the audition itself didn't have any of the twist in it. So it was just, like, she seemed really nice. And I was like, oh,
so fun.
Sweet princess.
Little did you know. Oh.
Yeah, so it was, the journey was very interesting for me.
I'm glad you didn't read ahead. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I was
Hilarious.
surprised. I mean, honestly, like, I felt terrible about Naofumi. Like, seeing what happened and everything, like, it's hard when you get really into character to not, like, sometimes to not take it too personally. Like, how do I explain this? Like, me as a person, I never like inconveniencing people, and then when you like see yourself as a character, it's like really hard to see myself as mine, but you have to do it for the art, right? And so like when I watch this back and I see how terrible she treats Naofumi, I'm just like, oh my god, I hate myself right now. There have been times like after recording, I'd just be like, I need a moment. Anyway, that's all.
I remember seeing, like, when I got the character, I looked up a little bit of it, and that's what we got now, because, yeah, we don't get to read ahead with the scripts, but one luxury we have now that we didn't have probably 10, 15 years ago is we get to go on streaming services and watch these shows. I don't think we could do it with this one because it was being simulcast, so that was a little difficult. But I remember seeing, like, I got the bow hero in the shield hero, and there were like 4 heroes, so I was like thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna all team up. It's gonna be kind of a fun little road show.
That's what I thought.
And then after the first episode, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh no.
It's gonna be a WrestleMania match now, is it? I had a lot of fun discovering that character and like being a little bit more snarky with him, going, okay, this is not how I'd react in this situation, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it.
I support every single decision Philo has made.
I also support Melty in pretty much everything she does, but I will say that in like other shows where I don't support, it's really fun because like the director and the client will get like as into it as you are. So like between each take, you're just like, why? What are they doing? And it's, you really feel, and you're just like, you go on this journey with them, and you're just pissed off as you are with them. And no, it's great to be a part of that.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is for Faye. In the real world, realistically, what crimes do you think Malty would be charged with?
Everyone. Agent of Chaos.
Yes.
Oh God, that's a little too real, you know? I mean, considering what she did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it. Instead of getting too real, I'll make it too real. Okay, she'd be on Twitter terrorizing everybody with terrible, awful takes that get retweeted a lot by bots, and then just gets pushed to everybody, and people are like, no, I want to mute this. I never want to see this, but she always finds a way to get into your feed. Very evil.
Just
Nice.
envisioning Malty on Twitter just like gives me
Oh my God,
bad
no.
vibes.
Bad for everyone.
See? Redundant chaos. Terrible.
Malty has sent you a direct message. Delete.
Yeah. Thank you, Faye.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My answer's for all of you. So it's simulcast and simuldub, so you don't get to like see the Japanese and everything, and so it's different. Have you ever had really weird ad libs or just random things that you just randomly had spurted out and like, oh, that wasn't part of the script, but sure, it just ended up either in it or just dumb outtakes you guys had throughout everything?
Oh, yeah. Maybe not in this one specifically, but yeah, that'll happen sometimes where you're just playing around and all of a sudden something comes out and you're like, actually, that kind of matches and it kind of works. So yeah, let's keep it.
Yeah, sometimes just for fun, like, we'll, instead of saying the line, we'll say something funny, and we kind of call those booth bombs. We call them bombs. And it's just to trip up the next actor that comes into the booth. And so when the next actor comes in to record their lines, instead of hearing what they should hear, the character speaking, they hear the bomb that the actor left for them, and it trips them up. And one time, for another show, my character was in an onsen, like a hot tub, essentially, and instead of saying my line, I said, and hopefully you guys know this reference, I said, we're just a few bros chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart, because we're not gay. You know, 5 feet apart. You all know that meme reference. It's a reference.
It's the best. You gotta
And guess what, though? It fit the flaps. It matched every flap. So I was very proud of myself for that, and it was hilarious. And
Flap is like every time the mouth opens in the...
yeah, the mouth flaps.
In an anime.
It matched it, so it looked like it was meant to be there. But of course, they couldn't keep that in because that's not essential to the plot. So yeah, sometimes
Only
we'll
if
leave
it
jokes
was.
for the other actors
Only
to
if
hear.
it was. I mean, so great.
Thank you.
I remember I had a bomb that actually made it into the final cut. But, yeah, no, I told this story just yesterday, so forgive me if anybody heard this already, but during Toradora, there was a scene where I'm supposed to get really frazzled and say something along the lines of, I thought you left because you were in love, and like frazzle myself. So we were doing these things called bad anime reacts with Alex Von David, the director, and like anytime I could, I would try and get him or Ricky the engineer to crack up by doing these over-the-top reactions. I'm running down the stairs, just, going over the top with it.
I love that.
So I saw a moment here with the whole scream and thought, you know what, I'm going to put on my best Judas Priest going on there. Said something like, I thought you left because you were in love, and sustained a high note. Apparently there wasn't a watch down of that episode, and as the Blu-ray came out, Alex texts me going, put in the Blu-ray and check this scene out.
I think I remember
Sure enough,
seeing
that's the
that.
take that made it into the final.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I remember seeing that on the bloopers when I had the Blu-ray. I was like, oh, what the heck? It surprised me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the only time I ever got like a jokey line into the actual final thing was during Cells at Work. There's like in the background of White Blood Cell just like killing up some germ, and he just had to be like screaming for a while. I just snuck in a couple of doodahs from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I think they left it in. And I was like, they're both Viz things. I think this is okay.
Nice.
But yeah, that was fun.
That was great. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Oh. So I'm letting Faye be the judge because this sounds like a mind question.
Okay.
So, what other names would you suggest for mine besides?
Okay.
Oh.
I see.
Leap.
Yes.
Yes, besides I gotcha. There might be children in here, so I appreciate you respecting that. Yes. Well, I think maybe or maybe there are many names you could call mine, but
Like Rudy McRudebutt.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I like that.
any of those could work for mine, I think.
Okay. Hey, anyone else got a suggestion? And for mine? Oh, sorry.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
also
you.
a good one.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
That was perfect.
Okay,
Meanie McNasty Face.
Oh.
Yes.
How about Nastyful? Oh, the combination of nasty and awful.
Ah.
Oh, see, that's a good
combo.
Kind of like Naofumi.
Quit drilling, you struck oil. That's the one.
Okay.
She's a Herculean satanic person. So maybe Satanicles?
Oh,
Satanicles.
that sounds kind of saintly.
Satanicles? No, I think it's
Satanicles.
It's fitting.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
It sounds like a Final Fantasy summon.
It
It sounds like a boss of Hades. Satanically.
Yeah.
Well, so in reality, I actually just don't like calling people names. It's like in real life, if I met mine, I would just try to like not have her be in my life at all.
Yeah.
You know, just like we're not communicating. This is not good. This is
Okay.
toxic.
Okay, don't run into her. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you
so much.
Thank you.
So this is more of a general question towards all of you, but what would you say the journey it was like from first starting to your career to where you are now?
Do we want to stay over there?
Yeah, let's start on the other end.
Yeah.
It's been incredible. It was very tenuous. It's still very tenuous. It's always, I feel like after every role that I book, it's always like, oh, okay, I'm never working again. But no, it's been wild. It's been the greatest experience of my life. It's also, I would say you don't really notice like what's going on because you're so focused on the work that it really takes these moments of like going to cons to really realize like what you're putting together and to finally see everything and see how people react. It's nice to have those moments, kind of break it up and to be like, okay, you know, I'm doing what I need to do to get forward. So it's been wonderful, and it's also been very stressful. But I wouldn't trade it for any other job.
My journey was really about learning what I like learning that I really like anime and video games and voicing them, and that's what I wanted to concentrate on, and like hating audiobooks. I never want to record another audiobook in my entire life. You can't pay me enough money to do it. And also becoming a better actor, and then becoming a better business person, and then spiritually growing in the vein of not letting rejection you and learning healthy detachment and things like that.
I think it's been just a maturing journey all throughout. Like I came into voiceover straight out of college, well, professionally straight out of college, but I've been trying for it all throughout high school. And yeah, I remember the kid I was back then, and he definitely took a lot of lumps throughout the years and was molded into the crazy person you see in front of you today. But it's just a lot of, going through the struggles and the accomplishments, and I'd say it was this huge long string of time dilation where certain moments of the career feel like it was speeding up, and I barely remember a single year because it just went by in a flash, and then other times when it slows down and you're like really focusing and get time to reflect. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster, and like Jackie said, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Yeah, I'd say that my entire life has been very spontaneous in ways. I have Asian parents who were like, "You're going to be a doctor someday," and I was like, "I will be a doctor someday." I am not a doctor. Well, I played some doctors, so I have become a doctor in ways. But overall, it's just interesting. Like I've been a competitive gamer, but and I've like becoming a voice actor wasn't really something I thought I would do. It just like it kind of happened following my own passions. Becoming a competitive gamer, I wasn't like, I'm going to compete in video games. It was just like, no, I just loved video games. I loved watching anime, and it's just funny. Like, for me, like, there are so many different journeys, but for me, it was always like, I discover a passion, and then I go really hard into that passion. It's like, oh, I really like this thing. I'm going to grind that every day, every night. Just like, I'm just going to put all my skill points into that thing and get really good at that thing. And every opportunity, every moment that I actually achieved something in that passion, like let's say, like I always thought it would be really cool to be in a JRPG, and then I got a role that was the lead of a JRPG. It's small, it's called Atelier Furious, but like just to like be in a video game after loving video games, seeing your character walk around, interact with stuff, hearing your own voice, it's like you want to cry. It's like, that's me, I did it. And after every time, it's like, this could be it, you know? Like, maybe this is all that I'm ever going to achieve in this passion, that this thing that I always wanted to do, and I'm happy with that. But there's always something more. There's always the next thing, whether it's voice acting or something else, but every new role is like, I'm so happy that I did this. I was talking to a friend recently about this, where I was like, you know, sometimes people ask me, like, what is your favorite role, or like your one big role that people associate you with? And I have felt fortunate to say, like, I don't even know. Like, I've had so many individual journeys with so many different characters, and I'm sure everybody here could say that, that it's hard to pick just one. And it's such an honor to even be able to say that. So just describing the journey, it's like multiple journeys in one, and I could tell individual stories about every single one, but that would take too much time. So I will just say, like, it's about passion, following your dreams, achieving those, looking for the next thing, and going for it when you see the opportunity. So yeah, you just gotta love it. Love what you do. I love them. Love everybody here. All right. That's all.
Cool. Yeah, my journey to voiceover or voice acting, I started with theater. I did a lot of on-stage acting, middle school, high school, and the theater department, and I was a part of a performing arts program, even outside of school. So I was always doing some form of acting, some form of performing arts, singing, dancing, all of that. And then how I got into voice acting, I won a contest, and yeah, so that was pretty cool. Yay. I did not expect to win, but I did have prior acting experience, and so that's what I think really helped me to win the competition. And the prize for winning that competition was an audition at Funimation. And so I got my first audition for Funimation. They kept sending me auditions. I started booking stuff. And then I moved to LA, started booking stuff in LA. And yeah, and here I am. Yay!
And you're killing it.
Yeah, it's like everyone is saying, it's an absolute dream come true. I've wanted to be a voice actor since I was in 3rd grade, and I heard Invader Zim, and I was like, wait a minute, that's Daggett Beaver. Oh my gosh, this is a job. I want to do that. And I kind of quickly came to the conclusion that only a couple of people do voiceover. They get all the jobs. I'm just a kid in Pennsylvania. What am I going to do? So I just started doing theater because I was like, I want to act. And it was one of those things where I was like, I feel like this might be the only skill that I have that I can actually see myself doing a career in this as I grew up. And so yeah, I just did theater for a really long time, loved it, it was awesome, and I just kind of hit a point, I was in New York City, where I was like, this isn't the thing I want to do anymore. The only thing that I want to put my eggs in this basket is voiceover. Like, that's the only thing I want to do, and I just have never done it and tried. So I just started inhaling classes, and then I booked a job that brought me to California, and that job went away after a year, and I just, again, was inhaling as many voiceover classes as I possibly could, and that's kind of how I made all my connections, and the ball just kind of started to roll from there, and I'm here now. So and again, like people said, there's like, you complete one thing, and then there's still so many things to accomplish, and again, like we were talking, you just get emails, and you're like, oh my God, this is a cool thing, I didn't know this existed, this would be awesome. So it's extremely, extremely exciting, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds.
We were in a lot of classes together.
We were, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We were just babbies.
Wee babbies.
Awesome.
Wee babbies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again.
Hello
I have
again.
returned.
Hello.
I feel like this panel is just that equivalent of that one JoJo gif of everyone just kicking it. And it's just mine just being the one king. But my question that I wanted was, if you were to be transported to any anime world, isekai, if you will, to any anime world, fantasy or not, which one would it be?
Overlord. Sorry, it's a great show.
It is.
Overlord.
It's my favorite.
Or, I mean, does it have to be isekai?
It doesn't have to be fantasy.
Okay, if it wasn't fairy tale, that's a world I would like to be a part of. There's
like,
so many.
as ourselves, or would we have powers and stuff?
You can have powers.
Heck yeah. I'm not going to go to a fantasy world without powers. Nah.
I don't even know.
It's like, I want to be the onion salesman in a fantasy world.
Yeah, or the cabbage
sell
salesman.
onions. Yeah.
Yeah, my cabbages.
There's probably a manga already about that.
Probably, yeah. We need more onion salesman anime.
I love onions.
My instinct wants to say Pokemon, but the more I think about it, the more horrible that world would be. It's like you as the person are either mistreating animals or are getting bopped by them because they're just very strong, like so much stronger than you. Like, how do they even tame them, you know? Like, why don't the Pokemon run the humans?
And if you want to go for a walk in the tall grass, you can't avoid
You're
those
so
battles. What if you're not
It's
even a Pokemon
dangerous.
trainer and you just want to go for a nice
Listen
little walk?
to your mom. Don't walk into the tall grass. Anyway, sorry, I got carried away. What were we talking about? Yeah, I'll think of
I think I would want to be in the JoJo world because I would get to have a stand, hopefully, and that could do some cool stuff. And it seems like I could still play video games and do normal stuff, like buy onions and stuff. But then I would also have superpowers, hopefully.
Okay, but you can't pick it. It's like yours generates bricks in their hand, and that's
Yeah, I know.
not even strong enough to throw them. It's just like they just generate bricks.
I would just cross my fingers and hope I would get a cool power. You know.
That'd be hilarious.
I mean, if we're talking about, I don't know. I think I would say the world of Sword Art Online, but I would insist that we play Destiny 2 instead, so I could just never die. I would just always be resurrected. So play Sword Art Online on easy mode, I guess.
Specifically 2, though.
What was it?
Specifically Destiny 2. So, like, if any sequels came out, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. No,
Destiny
just Destiny 2. Yeah, I got some
Destiny 2.
Terrys to shoot.
Maybe Spirited Away or Totoro.
Oh,
That's a good choice.
So pretty.
Honestly, I beat Cat Returns.
That's a good one too.
I would say also Sword Art, but I'd like to go to Alfheim because I want to fly. I want to be a fairy. Yeah.
But yeah, those are some good choices. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got 2 more.
Naruto.
Hi. I was wondering, what was your least favorite scene that you had to record for this show?
Oh, I know. When I had to trip up and call you the B word, I just couldn't do it. It was so hard to do. Yeah, that was my worst time.
I can't think of one. I've had a really fun time.
Yeah, I struggle to think of one. I mean, I guess it was hard to get through the trial scene a little bit, just knowing what was going on behind the scenes. I mean, I knew my character didn't know, so I could justify that, but just being like, okay, I want to see the resolution of this.
Yeah. Where do I begin? I'm going to try to keep it short. Just, I, as an actor, enjoy playing many different roles. Mine was particularly mentally difficult for me. Least favorite would probably be like near the beginning when she's just fooling everyone. It's like a secret that I held. You'd think it would be like the screaming part in the later part where, trial stuff, but that's actually more of a payoff. It's a little bit more relieving, right? It was more like the burden that I carried myself and had to, it's literally a skill to detach yourself from a character that I had to, I didn't really have to worry about until this role. Because a lot of past roles I played were all just happy girl, like teenager in a wholesome setting, something funny, This one was just serious. There's villains that are so over the top, it's more comical. But this villain, it's too real, So when it's that real, it sits a little closer to reality, and it's harsh, Especially with a lot of there was the Me Too movement going around at the same time it came out, and it was oh my God, this is so It was a challenge, but yeah, there were a lot of different parts that were difficult to record, but had to do it, and I think overall it turned out well.
Yep. I honestly can't think of a moment that I didn't like recording for Glass. I thought she was super cool, so.
Yeah, it's weird. You would think that like, oh man, I hated doing the trial scene because it was so, like, what was happening. But getting to act it and getting to watch it are two completely different things. So, like, that stuff is actually fun to delve into, like, oh my gosh, what would this feel like if this actually happened and I actually get to act it, especially with the music and stuff that's going over the top of it. It's like, it's just super hype and just, yeah, like all those moments with, like, screaming for the rage shield, like you would think, oh, that must suck because that hurts. Like, no, that's freaking bad. That's freaking fun to do.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of moments that suck in the show, but they're actually really fun to act. So I can't think of anything that was like, oh man, I hated doing that. That sucked. Like, but yeah, I had a blast the whole time. I guess the last scene was the hardest to do because they're like, no, it's going away for a little bit. I want to come back and do it again. I'll say that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I didn't even tell anybody this, but I kept it a surprise. So, with everybody being here, including Johnny and everybody, what was, and this is just for you guys, what was the most important lesson that you guys gave to the fans? And also, what can you give to up-and-coming VAs that want to get into the business? And on a side note, Eric, seriously, dude, don't play that game. And I mean that one game that you had to hide in a dang closet. Yes, I mean that school game. Don't play it again.
Oh, that one.
I feel like I'm so out of the loop here. I'm like, what are you guys?
For God's sake.
Just for context, by the way, this is one of my regular viewers in stream. This is Punished Raven.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and I'm also hers, and
Oh, you watch us on Twitch?
yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Punished Raven.
But you give me your prime, right? Me. I'm just kidding.
And I'm also her friend on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Nice.
So the question was, what's the advice that you give people for voice acting and what?
Yeah, you want to start?
Sure. I always give the advice that no matter what your voice sounds like, there's a place for you.
Yep.
In this industry. There's always going to be a character that you fit better than anybody else. There's always going to be a place for you. So don't worry about, well, my voice sounds this way. You know, work on any range you can, but for the most part, there is a place for you in this industry.
Even if it's me.
There you go. That is a skill. My big thing is just any acting class. It's doesn't have to be specific voiceover classes. If you just get into any kind of theater class, any kind of improv is huge. You will have so much fun. You will make awesome friends, and you will just laugh your butt off. It's great for character creation. Any acting class, it's always acting first, voice second.
Yes.
That's the thing. So.
Yeah, training is really important, especially getting the basics of acting. That's good. And as for voices, don't do a voice that's going to hurt yourself. If you can't sustain the voice for a 4-hour session without hurting yourself, don't do it. Because that's your moneymaker. If you ruin it, you're done.
100%.
Yeah, so stay hydrated and be careful.
What I usually tell people is, besides actually taking classes, like, go out and experience things.
Yes.
Because you want to actually feel what it's like to do certain things in life. I don't know, like, what's a good example? I don't know, eat at a restaurant and think about the things you think about when you're talking to somebody across the table, like even your projection or, you know, while you're eating, like what are the times you actually like start talking or reach for something, you know, little things.
Acting is reacting.
It's, it's okay to like experience low points in your life, like, if you get your heart broken, you know what that feels like. You'll be able to channel that in a sad scene or something like that. Just don't be afraid to fall in love. Be excited. Yeah. Go to an anime convention. Make friends. Break up with friends.
Good to go, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.